I was drinking last night, and then I left the bus. I'm like, where the hell am I? And I walk in, it's like a big maze. I was so confused, but I think things are settling down now.
Cool. Fantastic. Okay, this is Jason from BurningFist.co.uk, and I'm with Dan from Revocation. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm really, really well. Thank you very much for spending the time with us today. So welcome to Damnation.
Thank you.
Cool. This is, of course, their 10th anniversary edition of the show. Yes, this is a 10th birthday party today. So, what do you know of the festival? What are your expectations?
I am excited to see Woden's Throne and obviously Bull Thrower.
Right.
Unfortunately, I'm going to miss Code because we're going on around the same time as them. So I'm sad about that.
I can agree with that. So I'm interviewing when they're playing.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so I understand your pain.
Yeah, it stinks. But no, it's cool. I mean, anytime we get to play a show in the UK, we're excited.
Fantastic stuff, brilliant stuff. So of course, it's not long before you take to the Terrorizer stage.
A couple hours.
A couple of hours, yeah.
2, 3, I don't know.
Fantastic.
2.
You look forward to it?
Yes, of course.
Excellent stuff, brilliant. And you are a little way into a massive tour at the moment.
Yeah, it's huge. We're not even halfway there, actually.
No, I don't think you are, no.
Yeah, we still have 5 more shows, and then we're at the halfway mark. And we've already been on the road for weeks. And then before this, we had a tour, so...
You did indeed.
I've been away from home for months now.
How do you feel at this point?
Tired, but at the same time... even though you're in a new city every day, there is a routine to it, so that keeps me grounded. And then after this, we're going to Asia, and then after that, we're going to Australia, so I'll be home day before Christmas, maybe.
Okay, so it's a really busy time ahead.
Yeah, very busy.
Amazing. So how is it on the road at the moment? Having a good time?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
We love the Cannibal guys. We love the Aeon guys. Those are 2 bands I grew up listening to, so it's awesome to be on tour with them. We actually did a tour with Aeon a year ago. We did Summer Slaughter in the States with them, and they're such cool guys. So when I found out they were on this tour, I was really stoked.
Cool.
Cannibal are super cool guys. Me and George stay up late drinking, listening to country music. That's his doing, by the way.
He's all right.
But, yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. We're having a great time.
Excellent stuff. So the obvious question next is, any cool tour stories so far at this point? Or anything that you could tell us, for instance?
I don't want to upset my mom if she's listening, but no, I don't know. It's like, actually, to be honest, I've been partying a little less on this tour. Trying to be good, I guess.
It's quite a long stint.
Yeah, it's very long. I don't want to
to.
burn myself out. And, obviously there are nights where you end up getting drunk anyway, but
Sure.
Nothing really crazy has happened so far. We've kind of just been taking it seriously for the first time ever. And, we're focused on the performances and,
Brilliant.
Selling merch and being at the table. Because we don't have a merch guy, we have to do it ourselves.
Cool. So you're getting to meet a lot of fans and chat
that's the cool part.
Yeah.
The uncool part is that, we're just a little busier. It feels like work. But other than that, the only part that feels like work is setting up and stuff. Once we're behind the table and once we're on stage, that's the fun part. I actually, to be honest, enjoy selling merch because, I can meet people. It's an easy job. It's fun. I don't know. But, it's cool. No crazy tour stories, but we're only halfway through.
So anything can happen at this point then, yeah?
Something could happen tonight.
Oh, absolutely. So, Deathless then is your first release for Metal Blade. Okay, so what prompted the move from Relapse? Because obviously you've released 3 albums with them.
All that happened was our contract was up. So we didn't say, like, fuck you, Relapse, we're out. It was just like, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, of course you are.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll believe it.
It was cool. We're actually still friends with the guys. Me and Brett, actually, we were in Brooklyn not too long ago, and Bob Lugau from Relapse came out, and we had some beers and talked. It was cool. We do that kind of often, actually.
Sure.
But, we're still tight with all those people. But we just felt that Metal Blade could do more for us globally.
Fantastic.
And, obviously we want to do this for a living.
Yeah.
So we felt that Metal Blade was the best fit for us.
Okay, cool. So how are you finding your new home with Metal Blade?
We love it so far. I mean, we haven't been with them too long, but already they've done a lot for us, and the team is really cool. They're always communicative with us, and I think the results speak for themselves. It's our highest selling album. It's their best received album. We had a better budget for recording, so I feel the production is the best it's ever been. I don't know. So far, no complaints. We're happy.
Fantastic. That's really good to hear. So, if you look around the web and all the rest of it, there's lots of different descriptions about your core sounds. How would you classify yourself? How would you... We're not wanting to pigeonhole you as a band.
Yeah,
how would you classify yourselves?
Well, obviously it's a melting pot of a variety of styles, but we try to do it in a way that's not like, okay, we're going into a brutal death metal riff, and then the next riff is like a jazz riff, and then the next riff is a thrash riff, because like, to me that's bad songwriting. And like when bands jump from genre to genre with no flow, I think that's stupid. But we try to do it in a way that flows. You know, there's an emphasis on catchiness and memorability and songwriting, but at the same time, we do try to incorporate all of our influences, of which there are many.
Yeah. So,
you know, catchiness is the priority, but we try to be technical as well.
Okay, that brings me on to the next question quite well, in the sense that Deathless has got a huge amount of styles throughout the entire album. There's a lot of influence going on there. So, do you guys look for influences outside the realms of metal? Or
of course. I mean, Dave is he's been studying jazz forever, and you can hear the influence. You know, some of the solos have key changes within the solo, and like each chord, he's changing keys, and like that's a big jazz move.
Sure.
And you know, he's influenced by classical music, and you can hear that in some of the riffs, just like with the counterpoint and harmonies. And I mean, most of the songs that I write, I try to draw influence from black metal because it's all I listen to.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm kind of trying to bring what I like into the Revocation sphere. You know, I can't just like come in and write an Immortal song and be like, here's the song for Revocation, because that won't work. It has to suit our sound.
Fantastic. Okay. So again, leads on to another question then. So how do you guys come together to actually create your songs then? Is it something that you guys practice separately and then bring it to a pot? Or?
Yeah, it is. We live far apart, so
right, okay.
I can't really go over to Dave's house and sit down and be like, hey, here's a riff I'm working on, and see what he thinks. So basically I just write a full song on my own, and then I'll come to Boston around the time that we're going to record, and we'll jam on the song and then throw our ideas out there. And it's the same thing with Dave. He writes a majority of the songs by himself. He brings them to the studio, and then we'll listen to them and then throw our ideas at each other. So we come up with a rough idea on our own, and then the band kind of jams it out and sort of puts our own spin on the parts.
Cool. So how does that work then as you as a guitarist and songwriter? If you're bringing things that you've worked really hard on, and then maybe the guys don't quite get it, or does that ever happen at all?
I don't mind making changes, you know. I mean, it's a band, it's not my band. Yeah. I'm just a guy in the band, so
sure.
You know, I try not to let my ego hurt the songwriting process, because I think that some people are, you know, they can be full of themselves and they won't want to change something, and then you have a subpar product because they couldn't change.
Fine.
So, you know, it's just what everybody likes. If there's a consensus, then that's the way I want to go.
Fantastic. Brilliant. So throughout Deathless itself then, are there any concepts and themes throughout the album?
No, it's not really a concept album. I mean, there's a song about government surveillance. There's a song about, you know, drone warfare, which is kind of current events. But then there's also songs about the Salem witch trials. Right. There's a song about Dave's personal experience as a porter in a hospital. One of my songs Dave wrote about some like Lovecraftian entity in deep space or something like that. But yeah, so there's no overarching theme. It's just all the lyrics are dark.
Cool.
Other than the title track, Deathless. That's kind of an ode to persevering on the road, I guess.
Okay. So that's based on you as a band?
Yeah, that's like our band experience. It's kind of like an uplifting.
So that's your theme tune, as it were, for the road?
Yeah, I guess.
Awesome. So the last album, Revocation, I mean, that was only released just over a year ago. So you guys must be pretty prolific.
Well, we're always writing.
Oh, okay.
We're always writing. And most of the writing I do is actually for my other band, Artificial Brain. But I do write for Revocation as well. So, like I was saying earlier, I'll go home. I don't really write on the road because I feel like I need to be alone to write.
Okay.
And I need to be separate from everything. So whatever comes naturally wouldn't necessarily sound like Revocation. So when I'm writing for Revocation, I need to be like, okay, I need to like think in the style of Revocation. I can't just sit down and write a riff because it'll come out like something else. I need to be like, okay, how can I put my own spin on Revocation's sound?
Fantastic. So obviously throughout the albums that you put out, obviously there's quite an organic evolution of the sound from album to album to album. Is that something that comes naturally, or is it something that you're working on because of the song craft itself?
Well, you know, we didn't think ahead of time like we want this album to sound this way. It's just our skills as songwriters are evolving constantly, right. So that's what you're hearing. I mean, you know, sometimes you're hearing riffs that were on the back burner for years, but a majority of the new album is new riffs.
Sure.
So, you know, I think every album we do, we get a little bit better at writing songs. There is an emphasis on trimming the fat, so to speak. Like, we're not going to have like riff after riff after riff that may not necessarily make sense. We want to have concise songs.
Right, okay.
You know, with songs that feel like songs. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So you alluded to the fact you don't live in Boston.
No, I live in New York.
Oh, okay, right.
And our bass player lives in New Jersey. Everybody else is in Boston.
It's in Boston itself. So do you follow the scene at all in New York? Is it?
No, I'm. Somebody actually asked me about this yesterday. I'm very withdrawn from the scene. I'm not influenced by anything happening locally because when I was a kid, I didn't really go to shows. I kind of just sat in my room and would try to write, and you know, I wasn't very social as a kid, so anything going on around me was alien to me. But Dave is influenced by the scene in Boston because, unlike me, he's a social guy. He goes out. Him and Phil, you know, were brought up in the scene, so they're definitely influenced by what happened in Boston. And Brett is influenced by the New Jersey scene because he's been a part of it for so long. But me, not really.
No, okay, that's fair enough. And so I've got a really random question for one of our readers, actually, in this case. So it doesn't really apply to you. It's more to do with Phil and his drumming.
Uh-oh.
But it does say, bear with me on this, it says, does Phil drop his drumsticks during the drum roll of Scorched Earth Policy around 1 minute 10 seconds?
No, he doesn't drop them. He clicks them together. It's like... It's a move we got from this band Parliamentary Sodomy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like the Norwegian one-man, I think it's Norwegian, grind band, and he's really awesome, and he does that fill a lot. I don't know if their drums are programmed or not, but either way, he does the fill a lot, and that's where we got the idea from.
Oh, cool. At least there we've got the answer for our reader. That's the main thing. So, okay, so... yeah, so you mentioned you're going to hopefully catch Bolt Thrower later on.
Yeah.
And Woden's Throne as well.
Yeah, Woden's Throne I've been listening to their new album for a while. I really love it.
You're obviously a big fan of black metal as well, because I don't want to sound patronising, but it's quite rare for an American band to know Code as well.
Yeah,
so that's quite amazing.
The reason I know Code is Sammy from Goat Whore told me about them because we were talking about like strange black metal, and he said I might like them. And then I found out that the singer, although I don't think he's in the band anymore, also did vocals on a Dot Heimsgard record that I really liked.
Yeah, he does vocals for Beast Milk now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like from Finland.
That's their new singer?
Yeah, that's
cool.
So, no, the original singer from Code is now in a band called Beast Milk.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they're like a post-apocalyptic punk band. So
right. Yeah, a friend of mine, JB, plays in that band Herder, and I think they went on tour with Beast Milk.
There we go.
So that's how I heard them.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's fantastic. So, because we're at Damnation, all the guys that we're interviewing, we are setting the scene. So, picture. So, you have been damned.
Okay.
You are condemned to die.
Yes.
Okay. So, you have one final meal, one album to choose, one book, and one film.
Okay. Jeez, this is hard. I guess if I'm gonna die, it's gotta be something depressing. I would pick Close to a World Below by Immolation.
Oh wow, okay.
I would eat an entire pizza, because then I'd probably want to die. And then
what toppings?
None. Plain
just
pizza. Just cheese. That's it.
Yeah.
In New York, we call them plain, and then I always order plain pizza everywhere else in the world, and they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But book, I don't know. How much time do I have?
As long as it takes. Until Becky comes running over.
I'll take a Hustler magazine and movie, huh?
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Fantastic choice. Oh, I like that one. Cool. So we're at the end now. So any final words for our readers?
If we come to your town, come say hi to us. Come say hi. I'll probably be at the merch table. One of us will. And come have a beer.
Fantastic.
Maybe smoke Weed. What do you call it?
Weed? Yeah, it is that, yeah.
Pot, weed.
Fantastic. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks,
it's been
man.
great meeting you, and I wish you all the best for the show later on, and really look forward
Thanks
to it.
very much, man.
We'll see you down in the pit, alright?
Yeah, dude.
Cool.